Alright, I can't even look out the window at night. Alright, apartments. Communism time. They went late into the night last time, so... Wait, wrong door! Also, it seems like we didn't have any ammo. Which is interesting. Although probably better for it. Oh yeah, it's a door out, right? Yeah. And then we should have access to the top door, no problem. I like the blinking red light. I don't know if I noticed that before, but that's good. Boys?
You're back.
I'm ready. Let's talk about informaterialism.
Yes. Let's get right to it.
His companion leans forward, ready to jump in. They're impressed that you dove right into the most advanced parts of the theory. Half an hour evaporates and the conversation is still wending its way toward new and unexpected places. The cool breeze coming off the bay wraps itself around the Capeside apartments in a nearly forgotten part of that glorified construction site, surrounded by rusted pieces of scaffolding and walls of faded tarpaulin. A detective of the RCM debates the intricacies of an abstruse theory with a pair of university students.
Not sure where that would fall under shivers, but okay.
What if it's true that this individual possesses so much capital that light literally bends?
Oh, we talked about that.
Then that must mean...
Capital produces its own form of plasm.
Sense of capital. Puncher and Wortman argues that communists must possess as little capital as possible in order to keep their thinking undiluted by its influence.
I didn't think a rich light-bending guy was going to come into anything else.
But probably not enough to warp your thinking too much.
Again, he was just a regular high-net-worth individual. There was nothing extra-physical about him.
Now the breeze has subsided. All is still except for the last bits of steam rising from the coffee pot.
Well, on that note, I think we can call it an evening.
No, wait. Can this really be the end? You feel like you've
I
just...
should probably grab some healing stuff tonight or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow.
Yes. One of our better discussions lately, on the whole.
Hang on, is that it?
What do you mean, is that it? You've done the reading, we talked about it. What more do you expect from a reading group?
What if I have more questions, you know, about communism?
Well, you could always ask, I guess.
The two young men look at each other a moment.
Probably won't get a better chance. Honestly.
But it's getting late, so maybe pick the most important question.
Tim, what should I ask?
How should I know what questions you have about communism?
Alright, need a minute to think about it.
We have things to do in the morning.
We got decent rhetoric.
The question you mean to ask is both very complicated and incredibly simple.
If the whole theory of what to believe is unfalsifiable. The failing thing. Alright. I kind of like the disagreement one. If we can't even agree whether communism is about plasma or psychology or beans.
The young man waits patiently for
All
you
right.
to finish.
The rest of the world keeps killing us for our beliefs.
Yes?
Say it.
What's the point?
The young man considers your words for a minute.
The point's a better future.
His ironic armor melt before you. This is his true self you're seeing now. There's something going on in there. But his innermost sanctum is still beyond your reach.
The theories Puncher and Watman. Not inframaterialists, but theorists nonetheless. say that communism is a secular version of Pericanasian theology, that it replaces faith in the divine with faith in humanity's future.
Yeah, okay. That's what
I
I'm
have to
saying.
say, I've never entirely understood what they mean, but I think maybe the answer is in there, somewhere.
But what if you don't believe there is a future?
Then you don't believe in the historic role of the proletariat.
Hell yeah.
Which also means you reject the basis of historical materialism.
It means you are not a communist, in other words.
Okay. What are you then?
Something else.
The young man shakes his
I
head.
guess you could say we believe it because it's impossible. It's our way of saying we refuse to accept that the world has to remain. Like this.
Unfinished.
Yes, that's a good way to think of it. A work in progress.
It's a nice thought.
A thought can be a very powerful thing. That's the whole idea of inframaterialism.
It's gotta start somewhere.
His words aren't really directed at you. He's wrestling with himself now.
Steban, it's getting pretty late.
You're right. We should clean this up and get going.
He gestures to the matchboxes.
Of course, the matchboxes. You'd very nearly forgotten to ask about them.
Oh yeah.
Now may be your last chance.
The matchboxes. You were trying to make the tower from Nilsson's journals.
So you really did read all the way to the end. Yeah. Uli and I were trying to see whether there was enough plasm between the two of us to hold up a few matchboxes.
Saying it out loud makes him realize how foolish it sounds.
It was just a little informal experiment. No reason to take it too seriously.
We should try it again. All of us.
The young man looks at you a moment, then at his companion.
What could it hurt? All right. Let's give it another go.
Oh, we're doing it right now.
You know what? I'll sit this one out. I don't think you want my skeptical materialism interfering.
Thanks, Kim.
Before long, a modest tower begins to rise from the pile of matchboxes. You place every box with the utmost delicacy and precision.
Easy, Uli.
It's holding. It's holding.
For the moment, the higher the tower goes, the quieter the room.
I'll talk and we got this bad boy.
Aside from the occasional comment, the three of you are completely absorbed by the task.
All right. You go next, Steban.
The young man pushes back his shirt sleeves, revealing the pale flesh of his forearms.
Easy now.
He's holding. He's holding.
Yes. This is the closest we've ever gotten.
It's almost exactly as Nilsson's sketch imagined, a physical manifestation of the dialectical spiral of history.
Looks awesome. Oh, Kim's down there looking on. That's great.
All right. Gendarme. Your turn.
You've got this. Theories aside, they're only matchboxes. Even the lieutenant is watching intently now.
Ghost of Azov, give me strength.
It's... My God. Is he really holding?
This is glorious.
It is. It is.
There, in the middle of the floor, the winding spire quivers with an improbable energy.
This is impossible, right? There's no way it's really staying up like that.
For a long moment, no one says a word. Even the lieutenant is transfixed.
I'll use one of these shots for the next time I bother with a thumbnail.
A low-pressure system is gathering itself over the bay. It's begun to tug violently at the tarpaulins.
Got an ad coming up. We're gonna snooze it. I didn't want to miss any of this. This is glorious.
And there it goes.
No! That was miraculous.
No. It was exactly what's supposed to happen. We should treat it that way.
We should probably clean up.
That was sweet.
Well, I think we're probably finished here, Detective.
Alright, I guess we're off.
Wait a minute. If you don't mind, We wanted to get your opinion on something. A few little changes we've been thinking about.
What kind of changes?
Nothing too major, I think. We were talking potentially about relaxing some parts of our admissions process.
Alright. It probably would help if you didn't make you go through a whole interview just to join.
That's interesting. I thought people loved group interviews.
I thought so too, but perhaps we overdid it, just a little. There was another thing. We were also debating putting up some posters around town.
Though some of us maintain that advertising is an unacceptably bourgeois tactic.
That's what makes it so beautiful. The irony is unbeatable. As a noted art cop, you definitely have an opinion on this.
Alright. Hup. Think of it this way. You're appropriating bourgeois methods for revolutionary ends.
Oh, I like that. We're dismantling the structures of capital with our own tools.
It does sound pretty cool when you describe it like that.
Plus, I've got the perfect place in mind. Put some more coffee on, Uli. We've got a long night ahead of us.
Okay, we're gonna get Cindy in too.
Oh, and gendarme.
Okay, we don't have to hang out for it. Cool.
About that question you asked earlier. It reminded me of a certain poem that you might appreciate.
Ah, so he has read something besides his books of abstruse theory.
It was written by a young communard who was killed on the barricades during the coalition landings. The story goes that he wrote it on the last night of his life, keeping watch from the barricades in the middle of the night. I don't have the whole thing committed to memory, but there's a line in it I think about
I
sometimes.
wonder if maybe this line would get added to your graffiti options.
In dark times, should the stars also go out? Anyway, good night to you.
Only 1.5% of players have the achievement for doing this? Cowards. Alright, yeah, let's peace out. I'm gonna ask Kim why he thinks they sent me. Get down the stairs, I guess. Anything to say to Cindy about it?
Again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Yes?
Actually, let me change hats. And actually, before I do, let me roll the ad so we don't get interrupted. So yeah, hat me up. Back to the, I think it's the fallen one has a logic. Yes. Okay. Just in case. Alright, we'll be back in 3 minutes. Long cat needed food, I needed a drink. But alright, so we're going to ask him why we were assigned to this. Our logic's actually pretty high now, so... helps if I tab back in. And then I'm probably just going to wrap up the day. Because I only got so much juice left in me.
Yes?
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to slight Precinct 57.
What? No, that can't be right.
Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late wearing piss-stained disco garb. You weren't sent here to win.
Kim, what if my precinct sent me on this case because I'm a fuck-up? Like, as a joke?
I've considered it.
His voice is somber. But it's not true, right?
I don't think I can say one way or another. I do think it's somewhat unlikely, though.
Why's that?
I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win.
Huh, so you are their finest.
I am the finest of nothing.
Do you really see me as a safe bet?
Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there.
Thanks, buddy.
So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, They are in for a surprise.
He's right. There are no airtight theories, just paranoia. You've given it some thought. Now let it go.
Alright. Alright, we got a point. Do I want to drop it in something? Or do I want to open up for another thought? I might hang on to it. I might just hang on to it and assign it after I have some time to sleep on it. So, like, next week. Okay, we only have 26% left on the cleaning out the room, so... Bankruptcy I'm not doing. Precarious, I'm scared of not having access to red checks, so I'm probably not going to do that. What was the other one I was going to ditch? Finger pistols was a maybe. Or magnesium. Yeah, I might ditch... Well, what's magnesium giving me? Just volition? Yeah, I might ditch that. Oh, we were getting an experience... yeah, I'm gonna keep that one, obviously. Experience bonus from leftism. Cool. Yeah, the others I like. Yeah, I might ditch finger pistols. Because I kind of want to explore some of the past ones. But I'm not that hung up on it, so... Otherwise, though, we've had a long day. Go ahead and pay for the room. I know I have the shack, but... feel like, ¿por qué no los dos? Although I did want to check the floorboard thing. I'll pay for the room, but I'm going to go stay in the hut. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll just... Yeah, I think I'll just stay in the hut. The shed. Kim said he'd meet me back there anyway. And we need to hit up Lily in the morning anyway, so... We'd like to at least try to follow that up before we call it a night. Like, we can't re-inspect the wheelbarrow, can we? Nobody hit a gun in there? You could also probably check in with the guard to say, hey, I got my gun back.
Found rider. He could appear at any minute.
Please tell me we are not here to look for a headless man in a tracksuit riding a horse. Because there's no such thing.
Don't listen to the lieutenant. He doesn't know anything.
Yeah, you're right. It would have been cool, though, don't you think?
Yes, it would have been very cool. Now, let's get some rest.
I still believe in the Phasmid, though.
It's getting late, and it's snowing. Time to call it a day.
Good night, Kim.
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
Let's shack. I'm not shaving. Yeah, I'm gonna bank that experience point for now. Do want to try one thing. No, we don't have the phone gloves on. So we can head back out and see the Headless Fallen Rider, but solo. Probably to ask him to wait. Okay, that's fine. It might have been like a bonding experience. At the same time, I don't want to keep him up that late. I feel like we investigated this one. Alright, no floorboards here either. Okay, yeah, we'll crash in the shed and see if the floorboard thing comes up overnight.
It's getting late, and it's...
Alright. Good night.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
If you say so.
The place feels almost like home now. Quiet and dignified around you. A new life by the seaside. You're incredibly tired. The darkness and warmth come fast. You're falling asleep.
It's easier this time.
Thought we were gonna have fewer of them.
Drifting off. Your head has found a comfortable indent in the pillow. Your legs and your torso feel like lead weights sinking to the bottom of the sea. Until there's suddenly light.
Uh-oh.
This respite.
Oh no, it is a break.
You've earned it, brother. Bask in the darkness. Let it swallow you up and swivel you around while you forget everything you've managed to remember.
But I've been bad. I haven't earned this.
No, you haven't. You've just been.
Is this the last room?
No, this is the one before that. We'll just keep cycling it for you if you don't mind. As long as we can.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought we had 7 days.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Thank you, Darkness. Thank you.
Welcome, Harry boy. You earned it.
Snooze.
Centuries of darkness. The alarm rings. But what's this? You actually feel rested. There's no time to cuddle with your
felt that in a while.
or as much as shiver from the cold. The world awaits.
Alright. Open your eyes. Still a little bit of a rough awakening, but not world ending. 7:30 a.m. Kim should be outside. Floorboards didn't come up, so I don't know what floorboards they were talking about.
Yes?
Okay. No extra good morning. Alright, let's talk to Lily first.
Mister, what were you doing in my fireplace?
There was a phasmid in it. I was trying to catch it.
Oh. Okay.
I heard there was a girl here who has armored gloves. Is that you?
Oh. I had gloves. Very big ones. Heavy, too.
Where are they now?
Get these gloves.
Found them when Lemmy and I were playing hide and seek. In an empty house.
Oh.
Where no one lives. I think someone hid them there.
She doesn't want you to think she stole them.
Okay. And where are the gloves now?
I hid them. The twins were gonna take them. They're stupid.
She lifts her stuffed toy up and looks into his one remaining eye as though searching for confirmation.
We are going to need those gloves. It's for important police business.
He enunciates the last two words carefully.
Oh.
She doesn't seem to understand, but the lieutenant's tone has conveyed to her the important part.
They're in my sandcastle. Behind our house. Under the sand. You can break the castle. It's not very good.
Oh.
Bye!
Alright. Well, thank you. So did that finish that thought? Probably not. Okay, you gotta do while you're awake. Can't just sleep through one. Okay. Harry, where are you going? Just go into the sandcastle.
Weather has not been kind to Lily's little sandcastle. The once mighty towers are quickly eroding away. You can see something shining back to you from what must have been a vast underground catacomb network.
Broken.
The little castle? The reigning lord must have come upon some really tough times to let it sleep in such decrepitude.
He smiles a little. Alright, let's reach in and pull him out.
The walls and floors give way to the giant's greed, collapse and present you with a pair of ceramic gauntlets.
Congratulations. That's the gauntlets down then. We're doing good on the armor collection.
No, we're not. We have like a day and a half left. Oh, I guess 2 days left. What do those give me? Interfacing. I look cool, though. Clutching and unclutching your fist has never been so much fun. The tiny ceramic plates make a lovely clicking sound when your fingers move. The gloves are a bit sandy, but the grip is phenomenal. Hulk hands, boys.
Fold your fingers into a fist. You realize you could knock anyone out with one punch. The white ceramic gloves wrap around your digits.
Oh, is this how we deal with Measurehead?
Your movements cause tiny little clicks, like dice rolling somewhere far away, as the plates reorient to your motions.
I will be responsible with this. This is just to protect me from harm, not to show off.
The hardened vitreous enamel, at once sleek and voluptuous, adds a glow to your cheeks and a spring to your step. Just imagine what a full suit of this stuff could do for you. You really do feel more confident. Invulnerability does that. Even partial invulnerability.
Alright, hup. This is long sought after enemy technology. I can't just enjoy it, I must study it. Okay?
Remember, this is a highly specialized kinetic redistributor meant to stop bullets. Wear it. Observe its properties. See if there's a weakness in the design. For the day you have to fight someone covered in the same material.
Yes, I'm sure that's going to come up. Alright, what does the thought sound like it's going to give me? Because I might do that one. I kind of want to do Arno because it fits my art vibes. And I just love the idea of it maybe being Egghead in disguise. Really hurts to punch this armor, so it wouldn't even scratch, but it wouldn't bounce right off. Or bullet would bounce right off. Still, there must be some flaw that would allow you to stand your ground against this dangerous enemy technology. You just have to figure out what it is. Possibly by beating yourself while wearing it? Shooting yourself? Yeah, maybe not. I think maybe I will do Arno instead of the finger pistols. Like, my reaction speed's pretty good even without that, so... Alright, yeah, give me Arno. And I might ditch magnesium for something. Alright, I can't get the boots. Find a murder weapon. Alright. Oh. We should be able to call for the armor now. Oh, I have the badge now. I forgot that was a matter of presentation. Okay. Let me go back through her conversation options and see if I can just show it to her. Okay, to Joyce, I mean. That should give me some progress. I need to find out what this goddamn gun is. I'm not just worried about the armor at this point. Alright, so we'll talk to Joyce. We can't find that option.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Boat, wild pine, strike.
I'm afraid I can't say any more until we've taken care of formal protocol.
You'll never guess what I found.
Did you? Wonderful.
I totally forgot that was part of the dialogue. It's another one. I think we talked to her like session 1 or 2, and it's been so long. Alright, she inspects the piece of blue plastic. Faded green pearls over her eyes, scanning left to right.
Quickly, methodically, like an electric printing machine. She's memorizing your badge number.
Oh.
It is a relief to see a W freighter here. The situation is precarious, to say the least. It needs a quick solution, or we will have a bloodbath on our hands.
Okay, so contain the situation.
I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of River.
That's what Everard wanted to do, yeah.
Thanks for sharing, man. This is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
Alright, tell me again, how are the lynching and the strike connected?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy...
Oh, so it's her boss's idea.
...as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
A momentary lapse of
They were
faith?
dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
It's also not a joke. But anyway, do you need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating.
So
They
3.
wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
Yeah, one already found that out.
What happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his...
I have a feeling that's who was on the
allowed some of
phone.
more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
What then?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbor. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenel contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now.
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
Of them.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
It'll be all of them. The decision is already made.
I have to say this is not disco.
It is very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
So we have to throw someone under the bus.
if you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Debarders have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty. These men work in tandem using semi- and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1, 2, or in your case, 3 shots. The automatics every 1 or 2 minutes.
As I said, a bloodbath.
Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario you're describing?
Many bleak scenarios have already come true, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
Okay. What can you tell me about Cornell?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients: Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Yeah, they don't really have the internet. Okay. Anything else you got on them?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources.
She thinks.
If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could.
It's a little late for that.
Some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, man?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenel.
Okay. Could you contact the company? Tell them to call them
I
off.
have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
Great.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
Alright, you said the deceased assaulted a woman?
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
Who did the passing on then?
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe.
Okay. What did these teenagers by the canal say?
The man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching.
Yes, we did.
Where did it take place?
There were a couple of mentions.
Last Sunday night,
Oops.
at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
And who was this woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
Okay. This colonel, this one who was hanged, did you know him?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. but I did not know him.
His name was...
Lely. His service name, a nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Okay, tell me about the others first.
One is a man, Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman, Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased's?
She closes her eyes, trying to...
Oh, he's got to finish the report.
I can't remember.
There's a pang of regret in her voice.
The lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see
Oh,
if
okay.
she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
Indeed. This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent. Oranese. Or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
That was unfortunate. Alright, where are the remaining 2 mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Alright, we still need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Okay. Where are these mercenaries?
One is obviously the scab leader.
Ah.
Harbor Gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining...
He was made of meat, yeah. One must be the goon in ill-fitting work clothes by the harbor gates, the scab leader.
Maybe so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
Good call. Alright.
I hope I can answer it better.
What else we got? How much time do we have?
Till the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter.
Great.
I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
There's a brief silence. Seagulls squawk over the bay.
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
Well, that's enough for
I
now.
am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If
Now we can finally show her the damn tattoos.
Please ask.
Oh, now can you tell me about these
Of
tattoos?
course. Excuse my hesitation before.
She reaches over the guard wire and takes the photo, holds it in her hand.
Half a minute in silence. She wears fingerless gloves. Her fingernails are cut short and fractured, like those of a working woman.
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Stay quiet, observe the woman's expression.
Is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
She points to one on the photo paper.
Can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like blooms in a pattern?
Close. Port cities. This
Ah.
is an Oranese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
Okay, what is the use of this map?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of
It was honestly a cool idea for a tag.
to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
What travels did the dead man make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oranese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this,
She points to his heart. What's that?
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of
okay.
Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Okay. Who could tell me more?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show
Yeah.
them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Challenge accepted. I say we do it.
Alright. I'm gonna mark it down, but I'm probably not gonna do it.
Do what you have to do, Detective Dubois. I don't think deciphering that tutu should come before public security. But if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you.
We will be careful, ma'am.
Alright. That's all for that too. So thank you for your help.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
That's all for now. I'm gonna drop a point into... I'm gonna throw it into perception. It hasn't come up that much, but... Honestly, it's probably excessive to do that, but whatever. Okay. So we could ask about the photo, even though it seems like a bad idea. See if I can't get any more information out of Titus. Now that we've finally gotten like a decent amount out of her. You know, a day before last. Maybe we could run that name too.
You see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Still no word, I'm afraid, sir. I know it must be frustrating. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? This is... Sylvie? Yes. Oh, great. What else do you need, Detective? No? Not me. No, people don't have the money.
So the Union...
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take...
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I don't want to push.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
Okay, reconnect with the 41st. Oh, okay, that's right. Should I call that in too? I've successfully located my 9mm VA's pistol. It's on me now, and I won't lose it again.
Sir, roger that, and very glad to hear it. I will make relevant changes to the report.
Alright, transmission's completed.
10-10.
Okay, we're done with that. Order to buy some meds. Okay.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all...
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Wait, what's that?
A colorful display
Oh.
of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop. The bottles wink at you in the light.
So you buy some. I didn't even notice that before.
They're wrapping.
I mean, I knew it was back there, but I didn't know you could interact with it.
Of heaven. You'll need there, in that dark green glass, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol, love, alcohol.
This is not a good place for a recovering addict.
Guess not, no.
She looks at the wall, goes behind her, then adjusts her hats.
You're an unrecovering alcoholic then.
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. But I guess you already know that.
Yeah, I've kind of found that out.
Don't look. Don't do anything here. Just go away. Get back to work. Know this. You will never finish your alcohol quest if you don't buy beautiful alcohol.
Please tell me more about these products.
The Pale Age vodka is special, I guess. It's stored in pale for a couple of years, which makes it super expensive and super strong.
That's weird. What will consuming this stuff do to my body?
I already said it'd hurt you. I don't know what else they do.
She stares at you, unsure.
Substances give powerful bonuses to your main stats at the cost of damage to your health or morale. Cigarettes raise your intellect while damaging your health.
Yeah, I probably need to smoke it all because my intellect is probably the highest thing.
Use medication, like Nosafed and magnesium, to counteract the negative effects of substances. Note: consuming substances can have unforeseen consequences for you.
Alright, do you sell any under-the-counter vices?
No, Frit only sells legal drugs, like the law says.
Okay. Can I do this without getting my ass beat? Probably not.
To work! Right to work! Shame on you!
You mercenary hired by Wild Pines?
Hell no. I'm just an honest scab. I won't have talk like that around here. You understand?
His neck muscles tense up. The veins on his neck bulge.
Be careful, he's holding it deep in there, but there's things in there you don't want to
It
meet.
just has to be said. That was not a convincing line.
Hell no, I'm just not on a scab. That didn't sound too convincing.
Loincloth.
He stares you down mutely for a second.
Loincloth. Now you see, that's not really what a scab would say, is it? Better not to press the issue further, sire. He seems tense.
Okay.
The man's breathing.
Back off a bit.
But his eyes are still narrow. Slowly, he's trying to get his right-to-work dance back on. It's hard to do that when you want to beat a man into a pulp instead.
That's true. I think you may be able to help. I think you may be able to help me decipher some tattoos.
Don't think so.
Okay. We're investigating a murder. These tattoos were on the victim's body.
Silence. He takes the photo. Grey eyes dart back and forth on the glossy surface. His face is unmoving, hard as a stone. But beneath it,
Fucking loincloths. Really did him in.
Loincloths?
Yeah.
he's clenching his teeth. There is silent pressure behind them.
Okay. What can you tell me what the tattoo means?
Means.
He points to one tiny star in the web of lines, away from the man's heart, almost at his stomach.
In what must have been Seminine.
Okay.
I can tell you what this one means. Only one.
He squints at it.
Hear what happened here?
Yeah.
Our colonel is deep in the bush here. Deep in the fucking bush. In Benital. 41. Monsoon season. He's on a reconnaissance mission. He spent a month behind enemy lines, scouting kept villages. Nothing but fucking bugs and snakes for fun.
Oh, he's...
Men are getting restless. There's talk of
Snake.
switching employers.
Okay.
With some strange emotion. This is about to get really...
Naked Snake, that's the which one, I think.
Last moment to back off.
Let's hear it.
Our boy. He's only a captain then, but he knows how these men think. If they don't see action soon.
His voice gets strangely quiet, a long, long way from right to work. His gaze pierces the paper.
At dawn, he comes upon two kids, breeding in the bushes by the river. Or maybe they weren't breeding. Maybe they were just making eyes at each other. I like to think they were breeding.
That's weird.
We shot the boy. He was useless, but the girl, she was nice. A little fat, you know, but not too old.
Okay. Fuck this guy.
She was quite the entertainment for the week she lasted. Expired in the hands of Sarge Mason. The kind of guy who'd make Chief there shit his pants and cry like a bitch.
He's pointing at a measurehead.
Mason couldn't let go. Cut the tits off her cold body and fucking ate them.
This is one's gonna need a content warning.
Said primitive spirits were watching over him now. Drowned in a creek a week later. Spirits my ass.
Hopefully the locals got him. Fuck that asshole.
Something stirs in your stomach.
Alright. You were there?
No. I was in the domain. In Jamrock. Being a bouncer.
Alright. You're not really a scab leader, are you?
Fucking mask is getting sweaty. I want to take my mask off. But...
Can I have it back?
Go ahead. All right now. Free commerce! Keep the goods flowing!
On the photo in your hands, the dead man's skin is studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them, littering his dead skin. Honor Van Eyck.
Alright. What's this get me, if anything?
Okay, so Egghead is clearly not Van Eyck in disguise. Van Eyck is an Oranese disc jockey, but those people get around, especially in Revachol, in the clubs on Boogie Street. Perhaps he stayed here for a show.
Oh yeah, this is still the theory that the song was part of something he discarded.
Just threw it away. And then it ended up in the Hawthorn tree. But why? Did he think it was retrograde? It wasn't. Perhaps he caught a glimpse of the future and did not want for it to arrive just yet. Perhaps the city whispered the top line to him, and he was frightened by it.
All motorix white checks unlocked that reveals, okay. And reveals Arno Van Eyck gig posters in the world. Okay. I mean, I guess that's nice. Oh, well, we read the gig posters. Why didn't you catch this graffiti earlier? Van Eyck Overdrive, it says. Although, that will give me more experience, because I get, experience from checking orbs. Okay. That's not bad. I'll hang on to that for now. And now I gotta check everywhere for them. Oh, that was just Kim getting highlighted. Okay. Out of doors, apparently.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I
feel like Everard might like to know that the guy's a strike breaker, too. Anything else we do with Measurehead? I'm not.
Ray's descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Here I am saying I'm gonna wrap up, and then I'm joking around with a bunch of other shit. Of course, Everard has eyes everywhere, so maybe he knows where the third one is. Oh, it's not Lillian. She seemed to have been there for a while, though.
Mr. Dubois, the word in Martinez is a certain police officer is once again
Oh yeah, also the gun.
united with his service weapon. Congratulations, my friend.
Congratulations.
Officers old-fashioned like that, with a gun. You can do so many things with a gun that you can't do without one. Now, what can I help you with?
Like shooting bottles and cans off a fence. Living the dream.
My. She's quite the looker, Harry. You can't imagine how pleased I am the two of you are reunited. Tell me, was it difficult to convince the pigs to give it up?
Not at all.
I knew you could handle it. I know my special policeman. Anyway, I'm glad you're all right and armed again, Harry. Now, what can Everett Clare do for you?
Got more questions about the harbor? No.
Entertain you, my very nice, Harry. Is there
Concerning the murder, nothing new.
By all means, Harry. What's on your... Great! You want to bounce something off your old friend, Mr. Clare, right? Well, absolutely, Harry.
Alright, well, nothing on that front, so it's kind of a wash. Alright. Oh.
Oh, hey, mister. I'm not gonna bother you with a long greeting, just like we talked about before. I know you're probably a busy man being an important Mr. Everett doesn't really want me to talk to people.
Alright, nothing new there.
Sure, mister.
Also, that kind of confirms the sexual assault theory. If the Colonel's a known rapist. So there's that. Wait, is there another path down here? Yeah, I can't just tuck around behind. Alright, that's fine. Talk to Titus real quick to see if he's got anything new now they took care of the pigs. I guess we could talk to Lily again with the gloves now that we got them. And then beyond that, I just gotta call it. It's bedtime. Shoo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
I talked to Joyce. The merc you hanged? His friends are coming for you.
Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Cronell.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
They're snickering in the room. Some of the men put their beards down.
Snickering. There's a rush of adrenaline present.
Yeah, they're forming some kind of tribunal, and they're coming for you.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us, and Glenn. Glenn is fucking crazy.
Yeah. Well, oil is not the machine.
Oh, really?
On the rise. They're feeling confident, ready to punch out the whole merc platoon.
Okay. The mercenaries are armed with automatic weapons.
We got weapons of our own. We got Ester 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home.
Will they pierce ceramic armor?
Guess we're gonna see, aren't we?
That was an unsure phrasing.
See what? That they don't?
Yeah. Like you've been up against ceramic armor.
He takes a sip of his beer to bide his time, then tries to get the last word in.
You haven't even seen the whole suit, right? I've seen the whole fucking thing, and it didn't make him immortal.
Fair enough. It's Cornell's bad news, you know that, right?
So are the local gangs, the fucking Barmy army, and the Madre scum. You've been out there. Seen any around?
I'm gonna say no.
Where are they now, huh? Sent back to Madre in an airtight cargo crate.
These people are trained military professionals, special forces, as you said. They're not a gang or Barmy army.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about them than you think.
Oh, really? Troy said they've gone rogue. Nobody's controlling them.
Big fucking surprise. They hire psycho scum, arm them to the teeth, and let them loose in the city. What do you think is gonna happen?
Man's got a point.
He's really prepped himself up for this. He has to keep the fear in check.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay?
I mean, okay, you got this. You got the numbers.
Damn right we do. We done it before. Ain't that right, fellas?
Fuck yeah, we have. Battle-hardened urban soldiers, man. We got the guns and the reserves.
Yeah, we got reserves. We can call in reinforcements.
Okay. I'm gonna take off now. Got a little more authority, but odds still aren't great. Oh, man.
The man ponders his cooking utensils, and he looks up at you. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door.
Still wanna know where to get in there.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
Okay, hope. I can't look at any of the other ones. So, wait, that's not a poster, is it? Not a gig poster. Okay. I can check to see if there's any upstairs while we're here. Yeah, all I can do is go thank Lily for the gloves, and then we'll call it a day. You doing any better there, bud? Probably not. A day. No, 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 no.
Oh, sorry, officer. What do you...
We're never getting that sandwich. Oh, bass beat. Your heart repeats it. Coming from the pawn shop? Actually, can we get any more information on the gun? Person who bought it.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with it. I doubt it, but I can try and answer.
The pawnbroker's gaze is...
Nothing new there. How can I ask about this gun? We should probably talk to Joyce at some point too. Faint smell of soldering, melted insulation, nylon and ozone. Blech. One last snooze before we get to Lily's. tree. Probably one of the flyers. Probably need to be in the town to see it, though. That's fine. Any in the house? Nope. Okay. Doop doop doop. So check that. Closer polychromatic flowers blow in the breeze. Also, her brothers might be interested in the gloves now that I have them.
Hello, mister.
Nope.
Bye.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other...
I don't see any point in insulting them. Alright, well, we'll save there. Other than talking to Joyce about, hey, one of the guys they hired is definitely a rapist. We'll be back next week with more of this. Holy shit, it's almost 4 a.m.